We've got some Week 8 OFL action as the 3-3 Buffalo Bills head down south to the desert to take on the 4-2 Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals started off at 4-0, but after a pair of losses, including a devastating pick six to end the game a couple weeks ago against Seattle, the Cardinals will look to rebound against the Bills, of course, led by rookie quarterback Jake Fromm. Let's go first quarter. Cardinals starting off with the football, of course, led by Mr. Biscuit. Mitchell Trubisky at quarterback, hands it off for Joe Mixon. That's what the Cardinals did early on in this game. Run the ball with pure ease as Mixon played quite well in this one. And then first and goal from the 2. Cardinals trying to punch it in as Trubisky on the dot over to Antonio Brown for the touchdown. However, was he in bounds? And after the booth would decide to review if the play would be reversed, I don't even know if he got 1 foot in, let alone 2. So that was certainly the right call. Cardinals would try to avenge themselves on second and goal, and that they would do as Trubisky instead finds Kevin White for the touchdown. Haven't heard that name in a hot minute. Former West Virginia Mountaineer, and now the Cardinals lead it 7-0. So here's Jake Fromm and the boys. Handoff for Nick Chubb, and that ball is out. However, it would be picked up by Greg Olsen, the recent acquisition in a trade with the 49ers, as it was a rough game in this one for Chubb. Cardinals defense was all over him. One of the best running backs in the OFL, limited to a very quiet day. 3rd and 6, Fromm with a nice pass over to his trusty buddy Cole Beasley. Big game in this one for Beasley as ensuing play. Giovanni Bernard going backwards, courteous of B-Wags, Bobby Wagner. The second best middle linebacker in the OFL. Shouts out to Luke Kuechly. It's now 4th and 10. Bill's going to go for a 47-yard field goal, and it would go right down Main Street, cutting the lead down to 4. That's Dan, the main man, Bailey. So Arizona has it back. 5 wide set here. Mitchell Trubisky all alone in the backfield. He has no friends. That's the amount of people in that backfield who have hope for him in real life, as the Cardinals lose 5 on that screen pass. That was Joe Mixon who actually lost the yardage. So now a 3rd and 14 here for Arizona as Mitchie T taking his time, and he would be brought down as it's Nigel Bradham going downstairs where Daddy hides the vodka. Bills would get it back with quite good field position as here's Jake Fromm on 3rd and 3. Might as well call him Kim Jong-oof rather than Kim Jong-un because he got picked off. You can't spell intercepted without the D. One-handed Odell Beckham styled catch by Casey Hayward. That's nasty, as the great Cleveland Brown would say. Take another look. Just incredible play. You could have called offensive pass interference if you wanted to on Olsen. Just an incredible play from Hayward. One of the best this season here in the OFL. And then look at this. So it was 3rd and 6. The Cardinals got the first down, but the Cardinals challenged the spot of the ball, and that made it 4th down. So because the Cardinals challenged it, instead of getting a first down, they had to punt it. But at least they kept their timeout. I don't really know why they challenged it. As here comes the Bills' offense. They are moving it. 2nd and 2. Fromm gets it over to Greg Olsen. Now 3rd and 1 from the 15. Bills still have a timeout as Fromm looking for the end zone, and he's going to try to get it to Michael Gallup. However, that would gallop out of his hands. It's now 4th and 1. Buffalo looks like they're going to be wise and take the points, right? You're wrong. As the Bills would go for the fake. More fake than my ex-girlfriend, and they would not get it. Loss of about 3, but more importantly, no field goal. Score remains 7-3. Bills have it back. Jake Fromm going to try to start off the second half on the right foot. And that's not going to work out so well as C.J. Mosley pops the ball out. Tremaine Johnson picks it up. A few plays later, Cardinals now going to go for the field goal, and it would be good. So the Cardinals are now up 13-10, courteous of Graham Gano. And the Bills' offense ain't looking too hot, so the Cardinals would get it back. There's Julio hit the stretch. Julio Jones for a nice gain of about 18. As him and AB are debatably the most dangerous receiver core in this league, and I only say debatably because they have Mitchell Trubisky as their quarterback. There's Joe Mixon, losing about 5 on the play. So now 4th and goal. Cardinals going to go for another field goal. Chip shot for Graham Gano, and that one would be good. So the Cardinals are now up by 2 scores. Can Buffalo make a comeback, or will it be Arizona who ends their losing streak and improves to 5-2? Well, let's find out. As here's Jake Fromm going for the screen pass, but instead he's going down. Malik Jackson with the sack, as that would lead to a 3rd and 19 here for the Bills. Fromm and the crew need a big play, and that they would almost get, as it would be nearly intercepted by Stephon Gilmore. Gilmore started his NFL career with the Bills, now, of course, here with the Cardinals in the OFL. So 4th and 19, there's still 7 minutes left, and with this type of field position, I don't really know why the Bills are going for it, as it looked like the receiver was trying to go for a one-handed catch. I believe that's Michael Gallup. However, it would go out of his hand. Notice I'm not using the plural version. And now the Cardinals should be able to win this one. 2nd and 10. Trubisky trying to ice it, but instead he gets iced down by Kenny Clark. That would lead to a 3rd and 16. Trubisky, he's under even more pressure, and he would go down again. As this time, it's Rashawn Gary making the play, former Michigan Wolverine. Cardinals forced to kick another field goal here with Gano from about 50 yards out, and it would be just the right length for her. As the kick is good, now 16-3, Cardinals have the lead. But hey, Buffalo only needs 2 touchdowns, and they could theoretically be up, but their offense hasn't been able to move at all. Their offense has been moving slower than my grandmother in the mornings. This won't help. A sack for Malik Jackson, his 2nd of the day. Now 4th and 10. This is where it starts to make sense for you to go for it. As here is Jake Fromm. What do you do on 4th and 10? Halfback dive. And to be fair, Giovanni Bernard gained 9, but he needed 10. So at this point, we're just going to sim. I don't really see much of a chance for Buffalo to get back in this one, as the Cardinals are chewing some clock. There's a nice first down for Antonio Brown. And right now, we're at the 2-minute warning. As long as Arizona plays this one smart, they should be fine. It looks like they're going to have to send the field goal unit out. Graham Gano is now, 4 for 4, I think? So now it's 19-3. Really not looking good for the Bills. They're still having trouble moving it down the field. 4th and 12. Incompletion from Jake Fromm, and that should do it. A few kneels from Mitchell Trubisky, and that's all she wrote, as the Arizona Cardinals get the win by a final score of 19-3. Good win for Zona. They improved to 5-2. Bills, meanwhile, go down, to 3-4. Not a lot of offense in this game, which is to be expected in the games that we watch. Looking at the numbers, Trubisky was decent. Fromm was meh. Mixon was pretty good, and I would say him and Cole Beasley, maybe Greg Olsen, were the only offensive standouts for either team. This was certainly a defensive battle, and defense was the culprit of this game. Titans destroyed the Bears. 4 interceptions thrown by Calvin Mentor, the rookie. He's only thrown 1 all year. That was last week against the Saints, and now he throws 4 here, as he's been in the OFL MVP talks. He was probably my pick up to this week, but just a really rough game here against Russell Wilson and the Titans. Bengals beat the Jaguars. Cincinnati is now a surprising and relatively quiet 5-2. Jacksonville also 5-2. These are 2 CPU teams you definitely want to watch out as we move closer and closer to playoff berths. Next up, Bucks get destroyed by the Panthers, and I'd have to say Carolina might be my pick to take the chip this year. I mean, Patrick Mahomes has been great. Christian McCaffrey has been great as well. And as long as they don't disappoint like Nebraska sports does every year, I think they'll be A-okay. Next up, Jets no longer winless. They beat the Oakland Raiders 35-24, so New York is now 1-7 in another battle of 2 CPU teams. So that's fun. Next game we got here, Colts beat the Browns, 39-8. 4 touchdown passes from Triple J, Jack Jackson Jr. as he leads for charge in this one. And this OAFC South with the 5-2 Colts, 5-2 Titans, and 5-2 Jaguars, that's going to be really, really interesting. Derwin James also with 3 interceptions. That's my boy right there. 35-28, Cowboys beat the Steelers. I think Dallas is a sneaky, quiet contender. Deshaun Watson, outside of his debut against San Francisco back in Week 4, has played really well since he arrived here in the Lone Star State. Meanwhile, the Steelers' win streak comes to an end. Redskins beat the Eagles in overtime, 30-24, in a battle of two talented rookie quarterbacks. Both Marquise Way and Tua Tagovailoa played well in this one, but it was Tagovailoa's team who does get the win in this game. Redskins right in the middle of the pack. Eagles, meanwhile, still lead the division despite the loss. Giants facing off against the Rams, as it is the New York Football Giants who get the win here. Giants have not been playing great football, and they are in a pretty tough division, so it might be hard to see them getting in. And the Rams, I mean, to be fair, they've beaten the Niners and the Patriots, the two best rosters in the league, but other than that, they're not doing well. Speaking of the Niners, big win here over Seattle. San Francisco had to get a win this week, and they did just that. 4 total touchdowns from Lamar Jackson, including 3 on the ground. So the 49ers are now 4-3. Seattle looks like they are disappointing expectations once again this season as they fall to 4-4. But it's currently, of course, the Cardinals who lead this division at 5-2. Packers beat the Lions 24-20, and after a slow start to this season, Green Bay has been playing a lot better. I could see them in the wild card conversation, and hey, if the Bears keep struggling, you know what? Anything's possible. I don't see the Lions or Vikings really getting into it, so the Packers, watch out for them. They could make a run. Chargers defeat the Saints. Quiet offensive game from all sides, but it is Kyler and the crew who get the dub. Saints now, I believe, 5-3, I want to say. New Orleans sort of started off slow. They are playing a lot better these past couple of weeks. Chargers are a good team, so this is a nice win for them. And then last week against the Bears. And then the Broncos beat the Dolphins in a battle of two teams who could face off against each other in the postseason. And it is Denver who gets the win. Another battle of talented rookie quarterbacks, Miles Watson versus Buckshot Calvert. I believe both teams are now 5-2. Maybe Denver 6-2. I'm not entirely sure. We will just over standings in just a second. Here's a look of a Week 9 schedule. We've got some pretty interesting games on tap, so they should be pretty fun. And then looking at the standings, Bengals looking good in the OAFC North. Don't really see anyone else contending in there. And the South, tight race between the Colts, Jaguars, and Titans. Texans are the only winless team. Dolphins with a nice lead in the East. Meanwhile, in the West, Denver is 6-1. Chiefs a game back. In the ONFC North, Bears, comfortable lead. Packers could make a run. Lions, I don't think so. It's the Panthers who lead the South. In the East, Eagles and Cowboys. I think that'll be a tight race. And in the West, 3-team race between Arizona, Seattle, and San Francisco. Here's a look at your playoff seedings. Usually we got guys in the Discord making the playoff pictures, so I'm curious to see what those are looking like. And if you want to join the Discord or potentially become a coach, make sure to do so, as there are, as you can tell, a few CPU openings. And there are some CPU openings for some pretty good teams, so who knows. Here's a look at your players of the week. Tua Tagovailoa, Devin Bush, Russell Wilson, and Derwin James. That'll do it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one. Happy Monday. Or no, today's Tuesday. Oh well, same thing, right?